Whenever you read a manga or webtoon, you may notice things like, there is a lot of decoration here, or hey, this flower looks familiar, or even a background character that keeps appearing again and again and again. This happens because those decorations aren't redrawn from scratch each time. They already made into brushes. Actually, I almost always slip in a tips how to create your own custom brushes in Clip Studio Paint, but question about this still come up whenever I upload new video. That's why this video is made, to learn about decorative brushes and how to create them in Clip Studio Paint. Let's start by opening the Clip Studio Paint application first. As you can see on the top left corner, the default pen tool in Clip Studio Paint only range from G pen to calligraphy pen. As they start to pile up and look messy, I decide to organize them by separating each brush into its own category. Let's take a look. Here are all the decorative brushes I have collected, neatly grouped by each category. So, before we learn how to create our own custom brushes, let's first learn how to download and use the brushes available in Clip Studio Paint Asset Library. The first step is to go to the Asset Library. You can do this by clicking the Clip Studio icon if you have the shortcut saved. Or when you open the Clip Studio Paint app, go to Window, Material, then select any material. This will make the Material tab appear. From there, you can click on the top section to access the Asset Library. In the Asset Library, you are free to download any asset you need. As you can see, some are free while others are paid. The payment using Clip Studio own currency, a gold or Clippy points. How do you get them? Gold can be obtained by top up with a real money or as a reward with Clip Studio Paint if you participate in their event. Meanwhile, Clippy point can be obtained by converting your gold or through Clip Studio Paint event as well. Next, you just need to search for the brush or material you need. In this case, I'm working on a manga and want to find a decorative brushes for it. So, I simply type manga into the search bar. A lot of material will show up. Material you have already downloaded will have a green check mark icon on the top right corner. In the material detail, you will see information such as image material, material catalog, and brush. Image material means the downloaded material is an image, not a brush. Material catalog refers to a collection of multiple material, which can include image, brushes, or other type like 3D asset or auto action. If it's labeled a brush, then it's a brush that's ready to use. I happen to find several interesting material that I think I will use later, so I went ahead and download a few of them first. After you download the material, go back to your Clip Studio Paint application and open the Material tab as before. Then, go to the Download tab to see the material you have just downloaded. If the material you just download is an image material, it can be used directly as a brush. When you try to drag it into the Brush tab, a red icon will appear. The way to use image material is by dragging it directly into the canvas. After that, material will appear on your canvas as a new layer. You can then edit however you like depending on your need. The same rule for image material also applies to material in 3D format. You use them by dragging them directly from Material tab into your canvas. Meanwhile, if the material is a brush format, you can drag the brush into your Brush tab. Once you do that, you will have a new brush that you download from the assets. To use it, simply select the brush and use it as you normally would. If you want your brush to have categories like mine, just drag a brush into an empty area. A new tab will appear. You can then right-click that tab and rename it to whatever category you want. Now, there is a situation you might run into. If you reinstall Clip Studio Paint and forget to backup your account setting beforehand, you will lose all the material you have downloaded. Like it or not, you will have to download them again. The problem is, many favorite brushes in Clip Studio Paint doesn't use English name, which make it confusing to re-download them. My solution for this case is to open your account download history. There, you will find a list of all the material you have downloaded before. At the very least, this let you search for and re-download brushes you have used in the past, as long as the creator hasn't removed it from the library. After learning how to download and use assets available in the library, we are going to learn how to create them ourselves. I have repeated this in several previous videos, but let's demonstrate it again. For example, I want to turn the pattern from this character outfit into a brush. It's a batik style pattern commonly found in Indonesian school uniform, which makes the uniform feel exclusive for the webtoon or manga itself. To do this, first prepare the pattern you want to turn into a brush. After that, make a selection on the layer that contains the pattern you want to turn into a brush. Then go to Edit, register material by image. This will create a new material from your pattern. Give a new material name and check the option for use the brush tip texture, and then choose where you want to save the new material. After that, duplicate any subtool. Then, open the subtool detail setting to change the brush tip using the material you just create. Go to brush tip, remove the previous tip shape if there is one, and add a new tip from the newly created material. The brush tip will then change according to the material you just add. If you want the brush color to follow your current color palette, go to Ink tab and check the color mixing. Set the amount and density to maximum if you don't want the color to look fade. If you want the brush to be continuous, go to stroke and make sure the ribbon is checked. If not, the result will look like this. The ribbon setting is suitable for decorative brushes such as clothing fold, textures, and similar elements. Meanwhile, non-ribbon brushes work better for things like decorative stem, eyes, or flowers. If you want the brush to work like a scatter brush, go to spraying effect and check the spraying effect option. Once enabled, the brush will immediately behave like a scatter brush. Alright, now let's try using the brush. Recently, I have started working on a manga. I thought since manga is black and white, it would be much faster than making a webtoon. And I wasn't wrong. It is much more simpler because there is no coloring involved. But still, it's just as exhausting. This manga isn't finished yet. I have only completed the line art and add the beta, or the basic black inking so far. I haven't added the screen tones yet. Since screen tones are texture, they are perfect for demonstrating how to use our decorative brush. If you are curious about the story or the script for this manga, you can check out some of my previous video, because the original plan was to make it as a webtoon. Now, let's try to use the image material assets. Just drag it into the canvas, then max out the unnecessary area. Easy, right? Next, I want to add a pattern to the character clothes. I start by choosing a gray color as the base color. Then, I create a new layer and set it as a clipping layer above it. And add texture using the brush we just created earlier. Simple, right? After that, I want to add screen tone for shading. So, I just create a new layer and turn the tone setting with a frequency of 85. Then start applying the screen tones. Decorative and texture brushes are very useful, especially when making a comic. There are times in a comic when you need a moment to pause before entering a conflict, where the main focus is the character dialogue. In situations like this, you can use textured brush to fill the panel so the focus stays on the dialogue rather than visual. That previous panel was very simple example. It only needs a decorative atmosphere brush to decorate the background. Now I want to show you how to create a background using a decorative brushes. I simply use a tree trunk brush that I download from asset library to form the trunk shapes. Then I add a grass using another custom brush. And just like that, the background for my comic is done. Imagine if there were no custom brushes. I have to draw everything from scratch. Another example, if you want to create a foliage or brushes for comic, you can simply download the assets from library and use them to decorate your comic. All of this can be done in under 5 minutes. Next, let's try creating a classic shoujo manga scenes, the flowery kind. This is usually used in close-up panel, though it can also work on establishing shot. When placing the decorative flower, you need to pay attention to where the speech balloon will go. In this case, I'm making my manga in Japanese formats, where the reading direction is from right to left, top to bottom. Since I'm drawing on the right hand page, my character is placed on the left. This leaves plenty of empty space on the right side of the panel to fit the speech balloon later. Without blocking the character face, the floral effects are arranged diagonally from left to right, so they don't interfere with the focus of the speech balloon either. See, pretty easy, right? The same thing also applies when you are making a webtoon. There are many assets available to decorate your webtoon, starting from various webtoon background templates. To use them, you simply drag and drop them into your canvas. If you want to decorate a large panel like the manga example earlier, the theory is basically the same. Webtoon format is a scroll based, so the speech balloon usually appear in a zigzag pattern. Because of that, the placement of decorative elements should go opposite of the position of the speech balloon, also in a zigzag flow. Easy, right? Now, what if you want to contribute to the asset library by uploading your own material? You can go to Clip Studio and open Manage Material tab. There, select material you create yourself. Make sure it's completely your own work and doesn't infringe anyone else's copyright. Once you have found the material you want, choose Manage Material, then select Upload to Asset. You will be asked to fill several details such as title, thumbnail, text, and usage instruction. After everything is filled out, click Save, and you will be redirected into the upload page. There you will see all the material you have uploaded along with their status. If it's still marked as an unpublished, you can publish them once you are sure it's ready. After that, you will receive a notification confirming that your material has been uploaded, and as a reward from Clip Studio Paint, you will receive a free Clippy point. And I think that's all for today's video, cause the main point I want to highlight is how to download the asset from the library and how to create them yourself. And if you are curious about the complete process of making a comic, you can check out the video I've linked. See you next time guys, bye bye!